set in the heavens before or the earth. It's a cutoff point that the Lord set in the heavens, before the foundation of the earth, when it was created. There is a cutoff point. There is a cutoff. He's gonna stop talking to us. And he's gonna get busy. He's gonna get busy to come through the worst time in history. Jacob's trouble. Some things gotta happen for them to move that way. They know what time it is, man. They moving and we moving. They ain't stopping. We ain't gonna stop. You gonna still gonna win at the end. It ain't gonna be them. It ain't gonna be them.
Around the corner of the earth, man. What it say? To the field of the foul, so the wind don't touch the earth. So the wind don't want those still. Then the Lord gonna let that wind touch the earth.
And that's when we done talking. So don't be like, we can't go in the highways and byways no more. No, you should clap. That is a sign. That's called prophecy. Don't skip the prophecy now. No, we ain't supposed to be talking. You want to talk forever? We ain't supposed to talk. You want to talk forever? Come on now. Rule. Come on now. I want the ground. Rule. Absolutely. I want the ground.
Shalom. Salaki, I just gotta write this down. So I want to say shalom. It. Just asking, can anybody on my other channel, can y'all hear me? Just write it on the comment section if you can hear me clear. But first and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and all honor to the Most High, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakodash. Yahweh being the Most High God, and Yahushai is who the world, and he calls Jesus the Christ. Right? I want to give double honors where honor is due to the apostles and the elders that have been ruling well through the Spirit, teaching his word and believing in his word, and great millstones, starting with El Tahar on down, that have been ruling well through the Spirit, and for the men underneath them. And I want to give a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect scattered four corners of the earth, four corners of America, in different congregations and out congregations, teaching his word and believing in his word. Lord willing, the Most High on his time allow us all to sing the same song. And for the wives and the single sisters that's playing their role to the best of their ability and believing in his word, Lord willing, the Most High increase you in this ministry. Put on your spirit to endure. Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that is not in the faith, right? So, to get right to it, Lord willing, this is straight to the point. This is edifying. The title says this is not a one-man team. We labor for the sheep, That's why I'm always, and many other brothers, is always about being serious about the ministry, right? I have, a few brothers, a few people, some sisters that be telling me they're going through something, or they losing faith, especially men. Men should always be flowing like water for the Lord, right? So the first precept I'm gonna bring out, Lord willing, anything that I bring out, do not go over your head. Lord willing, through the Spirit, you get it, right? So this is St. John, the 11th chapter, verse 38 to 44, right? And this is going into Lazarus. It says, Yahushua, therefore, again groaning in himself, cometh to the grave. Shalom, Jerick, Shalom, Yahushua, Brakatham. It was a cave, and a stone lay upon it. Yahushua said, take ye away the stone. Martha, the sister of him that was dead, saith unto him, Lord, by this time he stinketh, for he have been dead 4 days. Yahushua saith unto her, said I not unto thee, that if thou wouldest believe, thou shouldest see the glory of the Most High. Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid. Yahushua lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me, And I knew that thou heardest me always. But because of the people which stand by, I said it, that they may believe that thou hast sent me. And when he thus had spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. And he was dead, came forth, bound hand and foot with grave cloths, and his face was bound about with a napkin. Yahushua saith unto them, loose him and let him go. Now, through the Spirit, Lord willing, you can see symbolically, Israel is symbolic to Lazarus, right? Which the next precept, we're going to go to Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, right? Speaking to the dead bones, right? Of course, Lazarus is actually dead. In Ezekiel, we are dead, away from the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai. We're asleep, Romans 13:11. And of course, we need the men of the Lord always on the highways and byways and doing sit downs, feeding the flock to the best of the ability, because we are dead like Lazarus, right? And we need to be risen up out of this mindset, let alone we need our Redeemer to come and get us, right? But before our Redeemer come, the men of the Lord have to labor for the Lord. We are servants for Yahweh Shema Shai's sake, let alone we are servants for the sheep, right? If the sheep keep staring off, we're servants for them. We got to always tend to our flock. So let's go to Ezekiel, because the Lord is always tending to his flock. If he wasn't, he would have never sent, apostles and prophets to teach, thus saith the Lord. So the first verse, Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 1, it says, the hand of Yahweh Shemashai was upon me and carried me out of the spirit of Yahweh Shemashai and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones, right? And this is what we're doing. We're out in these valleys. I don't care if you're from the South, if you're from New York, if you're from the Caribbeans, if you're in the Netherlands, Europe, I don't give a damn where you at. You have to be speaking to the bones of Israel, right? And it says, and cause me to pass by them round about. Behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry, right? And especially when we don't, if we're not covered by Yahweh Shema Shai, if we're not dipped in his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we are dead, right? And dropping down to verse 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone, right? And it's just like Jonah. We have to prophesy against this wicked kingdom, let alone while we're prophesying against this place, we have to speak to our brothers and sisters, right, that are dead in this world, smoking weed, waiting for hot girl summer. Look, Sukiana, from what they said, she had a sexual assault by YK Osiris, and he kissed her without her even saying. But this girl is constantly showing herself. That still don't give a man a free will just to come up on a girl, right? But this is what the industry does, right? Let alone other things. And when you see the video, nobody around her moved or did anything. They just sat there and looked. So this is why if those men were actually listening to the words of the Lord, real men of the Lord would have stopped that right dead in its tracks, right? And even Zucchiano, all the way from Little DeVoe, from the other comedian, YK Cyrus, I don't care, P. Diddy, Usher, all our brothers and sisters is dead in this place spiritually. We're like Lazarus, right? And Lord willing, you can get that, right? Dropping to 9, it says, then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith Yahweh Shemashai power, come from the four winds, oh breathe and breathe upon these slain that they may live. Hey, and if it's like, I might not be like your greatest teacher in Israel that's getting 5, 20,000, 40,000 people. Who gives a damn about views? But it's about the Lord is going to direct the sheep. even on YouTube or Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, it doesn't matter who, as long as this word is going to and fro from the south, the east, to the north, however it is, right? And the Lord might compel somebody in the spirit to share a video. And that's what the Lord does if it's hitting them in a certain way. And eventually, me prophesying to the wind, it could look like right now I'm just prophesying to a damn screen. The Lord will put a spirit on somebody to be touched by the lesson, and it goes where it goes. It's still going to be me teaching, but the Lord is using all engines to spread his word. And right now, a lot of us is swallowed up in his web, which is like this internet, where a lot of us is teaching more on the internet, right? Even if you're teaching outside, you most likely you still using a phone or a camera and you put it on the web. We have to prophesy to the wind, even if they hear or forbear. The work must be done. Verse 9, it says, "So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived, and they stood up upon their feet in an exceeding great army." And the men of the Lord, when they actually cleave unto the Lord, they become an exceeding great army. Just like how brothers was going to, I believe my brother Mattathiah or Yarmayan, they was like, yo, we should name our camp uh, EG, EGA. And I'm like, wow, that's dope. I don't want that name. I don't want no name. But if I could get a name for a camp, that I ain't gonna lie, my brothers had that is probably one of the best names, Exceeding Great Army. And when you look at it, the Lord spoke to us over years and times and growth, and look what we became. And anybody in this truth now, especially I'm gonna talk about the men and the women that follows the teaching of the apostles, let alone the Lord put the spirit of men to go wherever they going to follow in the ministry. Technically, we are an exceeding great army. Yes, you might have some weak spots, but get your shit tight. Right now, we're in a moment of prophecy, right? And if you're not hopping in the wave, you're going to collapse. So hear the noise, hear the trumpet. The trumpet is the men of the Lord teaching, right? Verse 11, it says, "Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts." And that's like us thinking that Israel is symbolically Lazarus. Israel is symbolic to Lazarus, dead, man. And soon as you start speaking to their bones, they come back to life. That's why you always want to seek the ministry of Hamashiach Yahushai. You'll learn so much, and then on a deeper level, you'll be like, damn, Lazarus is symbolic to Israel. Because the Lord told Ezekiel to speak to the valley of dry bones, which is Israel. We're gonna read verse 11 again. "Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts," right? And a lot of us, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, we were cut off from Yahweh Shem Shai, right? And that's all from our disobedience. This is Ezekiel 37:19. It says, "Say unto them, thus saith Yahweh Shemashai power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph," which is symbolic to the northern kingdom of Israel, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribe of Israel his fellows, which is Ephraim all the way to Naphtali, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in my hand. And we waiting for this day for our Lord and our Savior to come to make us one stick. We're not going to walk past each other with a mean mug, right? And this is why this ministry is this is love, man. This is the deepest form of love, when brothers is always building themselves to do a lesson, right? I'm going to just read Jeremiah, and then we go to the next precept. Jeremiah 31:1. He says, "At the same time, saith Yahweh Shemashai, will I be the God of all the families of Israel, and they shall be my people." Right? We should desire again to be the Lord's people again. Right? Wait. Because when we went to St. John 11, verse 38 and 4, when Yahushua said, come forth, Lazarus came forth. So let's read Ezekiel 37:13. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh Shemashai when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves, out of a lower estate, right? Let me get this in Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. It's probably verse 4. Yep, verse 4. I'm going to read verse 3 too. So Sirach chapter 2, verse 3 and 4, and this is what it reads. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. Right now, we're changed to a low estate. And if you uncomfortable, mad, and upset, you're going to run back to the Lord with open arms, with an open mind to his whole conclusion, right? And it might be some things you see brothers bring out and you might not agree. And they actually might be totally true. Sometimes you got to observe yourself, pray, fast, constantly enduring this thing. And you never know, the more you keep knocking at a door, if somebody's knocking at your door, eventually it's going to be open, or eventually somebody's going to say, stop knocking on my damn door, right? This is St. John chapter 21, verse 15 to 17. It says, so when they had dined, Yahushua saith unto Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, feed my lambs. And he saith to him again the second time. Now, before I keep going, now the men of the Lord that the Lord put a spirit on to actually teach, they are symbolic to Peter, right? Peter is symbolic to the elect, the 144,000, the true teachers of the ministry of the Lord. Those are the true teachers, right? And the true teachers, Shalom, my brother, Yahweh, Shalom, man, Yahweh Shemashai Bakathum. So Peter is symbolic to the true teachers of the ministry, and the Lord told him to feed my lambs. So we are workers for the sheep. We're laboring for the sheep to get them in the fold, to get them ready for the marriage. Verse 16, it says, he saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, feed my sheep. He saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahweh saith unto him, feed my sheep. Sometimes Yahweh Shemashai has to tell you once, tell you twice, or a third time, even a fourth or a fifth. When you look through the scriptures, the Lord is constantly telling us over and over again. How do you think what we got to do? We're going to bring out the same precept you heard 2 days ago, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Until we get the hell up out of here, you're going to constantly be teaching the same thing. So that lets you know when brothers say, man, I'm tired of bringing out the same verses. They don't get it. I don't give a damn. Peter got it when he said, feed my sheep. But back then, Peter was the same one that denied Yahushua. So, man, I'm going to tell you once, I'm going to tell you twice, and I'm going to tell you the third time. And it's crazy. These are 3 times he tell him. And he say, yo, you're going to deny me 3 times after the bird crows, right? Caw-caw! 3 times. And this is 3 times Yahushua has to tell him, feed my sheep. So I don't care what you're doing. You could be on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, IG, YouTube, teach the word. If you got to YouTube, use it. This even to myself. I'm hopping from 2 YouTubes because I'm not just going to let one YouTube just be camp videos, because it's sheep on there watching those too. Some of them sheep might not even be on my YouTube channel. It don't matter. Keep feeding us. If the Lord give you the will, You bring out this word. If the Lord give you the drive, turn on your Facebook and it stops you from scrolling and it calls you to lust or do something you shouldn't do, right? If you feel like you're too lazy, if you didn't do a lesson, if you didn't do a little 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 or 5, a 20 or an hour minute video, stop doing what the hell you're doing and actually do a video before you chase a man, before you chase a woman. You know, technically a woman has to just stay in her place, right? So a woman can just read, or talk to the Lord, fast and pray, right? But you men, put your foot on the damn gas. We have to feed. It's supposed to be a feast every day, right? Let's go to Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 24 in verse 34. It says, behold, that I have not labored for myself only, but for all them that seek wisdom. So we're not in here laboring for ourselves. You got some prideful ass brothers, and it's prideful sisters, but it's prideful ass brothers think that they doing it for themselves. Let alone if you in this thing only praying for your family, my household, my kids, my wife, or my wives. That's all I'm praying for. No, I'm going to be honest. I'm only praying for the 144,000 in the 1/3, the great multitude, whoever you may be. And Lord willing, my household is a part of this number, right? I'm not praying for no damn 2/3, right? Your destruction has your name on it. So we do not labor for ourselves only, right? But for all them that seek wisdom, we labor for the sheep that's hungry and thirsty for wisdom. That's why he says, they that are hungry and thirsty for righteousness shall be filled, right? And you might read, you might get it, let alone the Lord is going to put it in you to watch this video, watch this video. I'm not going to miss this video. And if you do miss a video, you're going to save it in a playlist. I got a video I got to watch from my brother Sam. I got videos I got to watch from my brother Yaramayan. I got mad videos I got to watch from the elders, the apostles, this brothers. It's a lot of teachers that I like watching. That's continuous. If you're not continuous and you always dropping a video, I'm just saying me, I'm not watching you. That's just me, right? Depending on what you're going over. But I like people that's continuous because me, I get bored, right? Especially in the world. But this truth taught me so much to be continuous, nonstop. Right? This is St. John chapter 10, verse 2. The Lord willing, this is making sense to the men and the women, whoever you may be. Right? This is St. John 10 and 2. It says, but he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. Right? So if we enter in by Hamashiach Yahushai, who we can find out in verse 9, it says, I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved and shall go in and out and find pastures. So we should be seeking for pasture. We should be seeking for a safe haven. So you should be going through the door of Hamashiach Yahushai. So like I said, go to St. John chapter 11, verse 38 to 44. And Lord willing, you can see it spiritually like I do. Israel is symbolic to Lazarus, right? And Yahushai spoke to him and he rose. So it's just like Ezekiel speaking to the dead bones, and those dead bones is Israel. So we have to speak to Israel until they rise, until they awake up out their sleep, because the time is at hand, right? The Lord through the Spirit is building his army, right? Through his battle axes. He's building his exceeding great army, right? Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 33, verse 17. And it reads, consider that I labored not for myself only, but for them all. Say it again. Consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning. So if you are not seeking learning, guess what? We are not here for you. That's plain. And you can go back to St. John, the 10th chapter. We are here for the sheep. And look, it gave you the precept again. Sirach 24, verse 34, which goes into, I have not labored for myself, but for them that seek wisdom. I'm going to read Sirach 33 and 17 again. Consider that I labor, not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning. So even if you say this truth is, man, it's true fire. Oh man, I'm learning. Man, oh man, I don't know how to do a video. I don't feel. Then I mean, are you really a teacher of the Lord? Are you really serious about this? Because you don't want to go a few days, let alone a day. Sometimes I go a day without doing a lesson, or I probably got a lesson and I didn't do it. Right? The men of the Lord is always trying to feed. It's always Old Country Buffet. It's always Ponderosa. Right? You got to always be ready to feed the sheep. And it was the one point I wanted to go to in this chapter 10. And I'm going to start at 25. This is St. John chapter 10, verse 25. Yahweh shall answer them. I told you, and ye believe not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me. But ye believe not, because ye are not of my sheep, as I said unto you. So regardless of every precept I brought out, if you're not getting it and seeing it, you might not be the sheep of the Lord. Because sometimes it's a level to this. It's a basic level, a medium level, and a deep level, right? And sometimes a lesson is just plain basic and simple, but you'll have moments in that lesson where it becomes deep and it hits you like, wow, yo, that really do make sense, right? We are speaking to the dead, right? Right? If you are of the world, I'm sorry, you are dead because you're not abiding in Hamashiach Yahushai, which would be St. John the 15th chapter, right? Verse 27 is who we here for. My sheep hear my voice and I know them and they follow me, right? Real sheep, you're going to see them working. You're going to see them improving, upgrading, doing better, sharpening themselves. As a wife, she's going to try to be better as a wife because guess what? She's being watched and observed as a wife. What duties is you doing, sis? Is you playing your freaking role or is you lollygagging? Or is all you thinking about, I can't wait to make love? Or are you thinking about, you know what, let me make sure the kids is fed, let me teach, let me make it peaceful for my husband, right? And this, you're going to always run through problems because guess what? If you get a wife, you're going to always have to make sure her duties don't diminish. You got to always touch up on her and all those things, but make sure you don't stop doing what you're doing. As a man, we have to feed the flock. And if you follow the Lord, you're going to be stern about this. You're going to be bold. You're going to keep your head upheld. You're going to keep your head held high. Right? Going to Hebrews. We almost done. Right? Hebrews chapter 6, verse 10. And it reads, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, right? Which ye have showed towards his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints in due ministry, right? Verse 11, and we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance, which is Shahaba Shemal Shai, of hope unto the end. We have to be diligent as men and women. Show your desire, right? And the Lord is not forgetting your works. I don't care if it's wicked or righteous. If you're sincere or if you're not sincere, the Lord is going to remember that. Everything is documented. Everything is recorded. So we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence. You can show diligence in being lazy, show the diligence of not caring. Guess what? You're going to get a lazy ass reward, right? Always examine, and examine yourself, right? Let's see if we can get a cross reference in here. We desire. Oh, I can rock with that. Romans 12 and 8. Or he that exhorteth, encourage on an exhortation, right? Teaching, edifying. He that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence. He that showeth mercy with cheerfulness, right? We got to show compassion for our brothers and sisters. You teaching, going out to the street, that is compassion. Being diligent, being continuous in this thing, right? Romans 12 and 11. Not slothful in business, fervent in the spirit, serving Yahweh Shemal Shai, right? And that should remind you of Luke, the 12th chapter, verse 49. You know what? I might not need that. I could just go here. Right? I'm going to read that verse again. Luke 2, verse 49. Right? So Romans 12 and 11, right? Romans 12 and 11 again. It says, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving Yahweh Shema Shai. Not lazy in business. What is our business? Luke chapter 2, verse 49 is highlighted. It says, and he said unto them, how is it that ye sought me? Was ye not that I must be about my father's business? And this is Yahushai's father and mother, Joseph and Mary, but it's Mary talking to him, right? And he dipped off, stay in Jerusalem, teaching and asking questions, answering and asking questions. And he told him, I must be about my father's business. This is a child talking to his mother and father. Yes, this is Yahushai, but this is a little kid, just like we say, oh, let kids be kids and let them play. If Yahushua can do it, I could do it. If I could do it, you damn sure can do it. You should be about your father's business. I do not care if you are a man or a woman. A woman, your business is your husband. Men, your business is the Lord's business, the whole ministry, right? Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit. Be on fire in the spirit, serving Yahweh Shema Shai. 1 Corinthians 15 and 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye stand fast, feeding the flock. Stand fast, speaking to the dead bones. Stand fast, speaking to the wind. If nobody want to hear you, accept your word. I don't care. We still teaching. Be unmovable. Somebody coming with some shabba-dabba doo-doo understanding and it's not making sense. Guess what? Be unmovable. Always abounding in the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Always find yourself, man, I need to find a new video. You know what? I got to read something new. Oh, you know what? I read this chapter, but I got to read this again. Always abounding in the ministry of the Lord. Always abound yourself in prayer, right? 1, 2, 3 times a day. Try to always improve, even fasting, right? It says the work of Yahweh Shem Shai, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in Yahweh Shem Shai, right? A lot of us think we know it all, but we don't. A lot of us do not want to be guided in the scriptures because we're comfortable doing stuff on our own. If you're comfortable doing stuff on your own, make your own heaven. Make your own earth, right? This ministry is about family, family, the family bloodline. And if you're not trying to lay yourself down like a living sacrifice, how you think anybody going to trust you to pull them up? I'm going to let go of this cliff and I believe you're going to help me lift up. But you ain't even doing shit. I'd rather trust this damn rock or this little tree that's sticking out this damn rock instead of you, right? Galatians 6 and 9, it says, and let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Guess what? Just because nobody listening, oh, I'm tired, the Lord, take it too long, and then this place grievous. Guess what? More prophecies are revealing. It's like, yes, mother sucker. Be not weary in well-doing, regardless of nobody listening. Your YouTube video might get no views. The Lord is watching. God did. Oh, I go out. I'm teaching the word and nobody's stopping. Nobody listening. God did. The angels is recording you. And eventually, you might not have no views. You might not have none. You walk past somewhere, somebody be like, yo, I saw you teaching, man. This work is not going to go unvoid, right? In due season, you shall reap. Don't faint. You know what? I'm gonna teach another way. Any man coming another way, trying to go into another door, right? Instead, he focus on the course in front of him. You're not gonna get in. Let me make sure let me make sure I'm saying the name right. I want to make sure this is Philippians. Or is this Philemon? Lord willing, I'm saying the name right. Right. This is it. This is Philippians chapter 1. And I'm going to read 9 and 10. It says, in this I pray that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge and in all judgment. This knowledge is that wisdom, right? Go watch the video I did on the 716, right? All of us should desire wisdom just like Solomon. I know our finance. I know our bills. I know we want to travel, but you should desire wisdom. So the more understanding you get, the more the thrill, the more you work on your pride, the more you work on your laziness, the more you work on your disobedience. We need wisdom in order to overcome this stupid ass flesh. That ye may approve things that are excellent, and that ye may be sincere and without offense till the day of Hamashiach. And that's what we want to do. Be without offense till the day of Hamashiach's return by the power that Yahweh appoints. Hey, your time, right? So we have to approve things that are excellent in the eyes of the Lord and his angels into men, right? That ye may be sincere, right? Be sincere. You sincere playing that game. You sincere how you dress. You sincere about everything else, but be sincere for the Lord. It don't matter where the hell you at, right? Verse 11, being filled with the fruits of righteousness, which are by Yahushua HaMashiach unto the glory and praise of the Most High, right? Plain, right? Man, I got it in Philippians 3:15. I'm going to go to the next two precepts and we going to close out, right? It says, let us therefore, as many as be perfect, be thus minded. And if anything ye be otherwise minded, God shall reveal even this unto you. Don't be man, yo, we have to be on one accord with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? I'm not here. I can't grab brothers' hands and force them outside like you a damn child. You have to have the desire to want to do this. If you don't have the desire to want to do this, I can't force nobody. And I'm damn sure not going to force nobody, right? The ministry is for the ones that want it. The kingdom is for the ones that want it. Wisdom is for the ones that want it. If you don't want it, you're not getting it. Oh, I keep praying to the Lord, but I still don't get it. It's like nobody will listen to me. Nobody cares about that. Right? And so I got to say that to myself too. It don't matter if nobody listening. It don't matter if you get one view, if you get 0, if you get 17. Is you doing it? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 20. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to the kingdom. So if you desire wisdom, that's bringing you to the kingdom. But if you don't desire wisdom, what the fuck? What is that bringing you to? Oh, brother. You know what? Let's get Wisdom of Solomon 7:28. So if wisdom bring you to the kingdom, you got to understand. Hey, Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 7:28, which I bring out all the time. It says, for God loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. So if you're not dwelling with wisdom, you're not seeking wisdom, I'm sorry. Sorry. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Let's see what it's saying right here. It says, Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 4:14. Let's see what this is saying. Sirach chapter 4, verse 14. It says, they that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her, Yahweh Shemashai doeth love. Who is the Holy One? Israel. Israel is the set apart one out of all nations. We have to labor. That's why the title says this is not a one-man team. We labor for the sheep. I don't care what congregation. Hey, I follow one understanding. Yes, yes, it's GMS. Even if you don't agree with it, hey, clap, bravo to you. But as you constantly, are you serving wisdom? Are you constantly sharing the ministry to the Holy One? Are you feeding him? Right? Constantly get your stuff right. Get your spirit right. Examine yourself. The Lord might increase you, and then eventually the Lord might rearrange your thought process. Coming at me about any doctrine I'm following, any people I'm following, hey, How do you see the charagma? Do you see Revelations chapter 13, 16, 17 physical? If you see a spiritual in sin, hey, you gotta get back to the drawing board. It's right in front of our face, right? And we have to be humble. I have to be humble. I have to do better. You have to do better. But as soon as I pick this up, I sign that spiritual contract like, yo, I need to do better. This is not enough. I'm not comfortable in this place at all, right? Having to yell at somebody, seeing your brothers on drugs, seeing how our sisters is. Even people in this truth want to be prideful. Harder than that. Well, man, Lord, please help me. Help me. Help me. Ecclesiastes 7:19. It says, wisdom strengtheneth the wise more than 10 mighty men, which are in a city. So this is why we need to feed, because the more people that have this wisdom, they're going to be more mighty than men which are in a city. I don't care if you got guns, Dracos, AK-47, nukes, bombs. When you got wisdom, wisdom is what we said in Wisdom of Solomon 6:20. The desire of wisdom bringeth to the kingdom. Right? And let's get that. Matthew 6:33. And we'll end it with this one right here, man. It's not a one-man team. We laboring for the Lord's sheep. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Seek it. After you seek it, go teach it. Keep speaking upon it. Right? The Lord keeps saying, seek me, seek, teach, seek, teach. Right? What do he say? Second Chronicles chapter 1, verse 10. This is Solomon. Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people. For who can judge this thy people that is so great? In order for us to teach, rebuke, correct, give inspiration, and give you the doctrine of the prophecies, the dark sayings, and the parables of Yahweh Shema Shai, guess what? We need the Lord to give us the wisdom and the knowledge of his understanding. And if we don't get it, we need the Lord to take us to men to guide us in the scriptures. Acts chapter 8, starting at verse 26 to 31. There's nothing wrong with being guided in these scriptures. That's why the Lord paved the way from Elder Albert Bibbers down to Masha and other elders to other elders to other elders. Look, we hear the Lord did this, the Lord did that, the Lord made a way, so that instead of us complaining, all we doing is just touching up with the Lord already. He already painted the beginning process. Right? Proverbs 2:2. I'll start at 1. Dang, they gave me all of them, man. I'm going to just start at 2. It says, so that thou incline thy ear unto wisdom and apply thy heart to understand it. Right? If you really want to get this, apply your heart to it. So when you get it, you're able to turn around and feed the sheep, speak to those dead bones. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. This is not the time to do what you want more than doing with the Lord. It's so much. New York just got hit with some crazy smoke. They keep calling my phone and my wife phone. Hey, I think you keep saying, keep your kids in the house because of the air. The air is not safe for kids. They keep calling my damn phone on that. Something about to happen. Donald Trump was a distraction going to jail, and now he just got out. He plead not guilty. Then you got this going out. Then you got Pride Month. Then they trying to make rules that the LGB 123 Sesame Street community can carry weapons. You got kids killing their mothers. You got a mother killing their grandparent, their mother. You got schools saying they came up with a law that schools can transition kids into their transgenderhood without parents' consent. My little man was doing a play, and in his school, they had a little boy dressing up as a girl. The little boy didn't even want to go. My wife had to tell me this, right? Because if I would have went, I'd have said something. It's just over. That's not right. So much is happening right now. Weeks ago, the Lord just allowed water to spew out of a desert, out of many places in Saudi Arabia. Water is spewing out in where water is not at. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is about to do great things. Right? Proverbs 2 and 3. Yea, if thou criest after knowledge and lift up thy voice for understanding, keep praying to the Lord. Increase me in your knowledge. Keep increasing me in your ways. Allow me to continue to rehearse your righteous acts. Please help me to understand this. Please help me to understand this so I can be able to share this good news with your brothers and sisters. Brothers should be laboring for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and women should be under a man that is laboring for Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It is not time to be lazy. It's not time to be prideful. It's not time to be thinking I'm the shit, right? Please pray for me. I'm going to pray for y'all. I am not better than you. You damn sure not better than me. If I can do it, you can do it. If you can do it, I damn sure can do it. Till next time. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakwadash Brakati Yahweh Brakati Yahushai. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahushai is who the world and he calls Jesus the Christ. Lord willing, until next time. Right? Shalom, Kwam Yasharella. We'll just play this video.
Set in the heavens before, or the earth before. To cut off the earth, the Lord set in the heavens. To cut off the foundation set in the heavens. The earth, before the foundation, there is a cut off the earth where He's going to stop. There is a cut off point where He's going to get busy. Them He going to get busy. First time in history, Jacob's first time in history. Some things gotta happen for them to move that way. Some things gotta happen for them to move that way. They know what time it is, man. They moving and we move. They ain't stopping. We ain't gonna stop. We gonna see who gonna win at the end. It ain't gonna be them. We gonna see who gonna win at the end. It ain't gonna be them.
What they say, drive to the fields and the power beats the fields. So the wind don't touch the earth. So once the wind don't touch the earth, then the Lord gonna let that wind touch the earth.
And that's when we done talking. That's when we done talking. So don't be like, that's when we done talking. We can't go in the house no more. No, you should clap. That is a sign. No, you should clap. That's called prophecy. Don't skip the prophecy now. That's called prophecy. I ain't supposed to be talking, but you want to talk now. I don't. Ain't supposed to be talking, but you want to talk now. I don't. Rule. Absolutely. I'm on now. Rule. Absolutely. I want the crown.